her at all. At the moment when the woman was about to be hit and sent flying, time stood still. The woman saw motionless people around her, and droplets suspended in the air. Only then did she realize that, except for herself, everything in the world had stopped moving. At that moment, a man from the opposite side started walking towards her step by step. The man reached out his hand to take her away. She felt that this man before her was incredibly handsome. After a while, time returned to normal, and everything around them started moving backward in the opposite direction. The woman's name is Zora. She is an online novel editor, just when she was diagnosed with brain cancer, and her days were numbered. The man who saved her was the god of destruction from the divine realm. Every step he took, every action he made, even every breath he took would cause annihilation. He controlled the survival and destruction of everything in the mortal world. On the way, Zora wanted to let go of the hand that was holding hers, but the man said, "Don't let go, otherwise, you will die right now." And so, with a bewildered expression, Zora was pulled into a coffee shop. The god of destruction revealed his identity to her, but it was such an absurd thing that no one would believe it, no matter who heard it. Seeing Zora staring at him as if she was looking at a fool, the god of destruction decided to conquer the woman before him using his divine power. Then, with a blink of an eye, the lights in the coffee shop went out completely. Even the coffee machine that was being stirred stopped working. With a confident expression, he looked at the woman before him. The god of destruction looked speechlessly out of the window, and then, shooting stars streaked across the sky above the city. Zora, staring at the shooting stars in the sky, instantly froze. She hurriedly asked the man to retract his divine power. The god of destruction smiled and said, "Aren't I an electrician?" After a while, everything returned to normal. At that moment, the man's eyes turned cold. He sensed someone nearby who wanted to commit suicide. As he stood up to leave, he realized that the woman was still tightly holding his hand. In the awkward moment for Zora, the god of destruction grabbed her arm with his right hand, and when he released it, a red string appeared out of thin air. He told Zora that she could pull off the string in case of difficulties. Then, he coolly pushed the door and left. Zora stood up and shouted, "At least leave me your phone number before you go." In the evening, Zora bought a cake and prepared a table full of dishes. It was her parents' Memorial Day today. Her aunt video called her and said that it was rare for the family to gather together, and they must celebrate with the cake. Zora didn't tell her aunt that she had been diagnosed with brain cancer. Later, Zora took a bottle of wine and walked out onto the rooftop. She sighed at the moonlit sky, contemplating her tragic life. At only 24 years old, she had just been diagnosed with brain cancer, and in the afternoon, she discovered that her boyfriend was a cheating scumbag who had a family. As a shooting star streaked across the sky, Zora made a wish towards the shooting star. Meanwhile, the god of destruction was sipping his tea, listening to the wishes of these humans. Upon hearing Zora's wish, he decided to fulfill her desire. At that moment, Zora was drunkenly slumped under the table. She heard a knocking sound and went to open the door, but through the peephole, she saw a train beneath Mount Fuji. She rubbed her eyes in disbelief, and cautiously looked again, only to find that outside the door, there was now an Italian castle. Zora felt certain that she had had too much to drink, and she cautiously opened the door.